Okay, so we have spent some time working with the box method, in which case you would take your factors and put them around the box, multiply to fill in the box, and then combine like terms. This is still a completely acceptable way to solve. I just want to give you another strategy to use. So the strategy we're going to use kind of takes this to the next level in that you're doing some of the thinking in your head, and it's not as visual, and it's called the FOIL method. And I'll show you why. So if we take the x's and multiply them, we get x squared. If we were to do the same thing without a box and multiply the x times the x, that's the first term and the first term, we would get x squared. So this is the f of your FOIL. If we then take the x times the 5, we get 5x. If we think about it without a box, we're going to take x times the 5. So we're multiplying the outside two numbers together. So that would be the O. The next step, x times negative 3 is negative 3x. If we do x times negative 3, these are the inside terms. I'm recording during lunch. That was a lunch bell. That was an inside term, so that's the I of FOIL. And lastly, negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. If I take negative 3 times 5, those are the last terms, which is the L of the FOIL. So I have the x squared, 5x, 5x, negative 3x, negative 15, negative 15. It's the exact same steps, the exact same process. It's just rather than writing it in the format of this box, you just write it in a list. And again, we got there from, this is the F, the first terms. That's what F stands for. The 5x came from multiplying the two outside terms together. The negative 3x came from multiplying the inside terms together. And the negative 15 was the last terms together. So you have these few examples. I'm going to show you how FOIL works and then fill in the boxes so you see that it's the same. So our first terms would be 2x squared. That's these two boxes here. O is outside, so the two outside numbers would be plus 7x. That would be this box. I is for the inside numbers, so negative 1 times 2x is minus 2x, which would be these two terms. And then the last numbers is minus 7, which is this last box. So then your final answer, you would just combine these two for plus 5x. And you would have 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. We would combine these two in the same way to get the 5x. Another example, first term, negative 4x squared. That would be this first box. O for FOIL is outside, so 4x times 2 plus 8x. That would be this box. Inside is minus 5x. Which should be this bottom box. And then the L is the last terms, which is plus 10, which is this box. And then combining here and combining here, you get 3x. So your final answer would be negative 4x squared plus 3x plus 10. So then you have these four examples. So I'm going to work through these four with you, and then you'll have the last four as like an extra little homework. So I want you to practice, try the FOIL. If you want to pause it and try it yourself and then come back and check, that's fine. X times x, x squared. Outside terms, negative 2 times x minus 2x. Inside terms, negative 6 times x. Last terms, negative 6 times negative 2. combine these two together for negative 8x. First terms, 2x squared. Outside terms, plus 2x. Inside terms, negative 3x. Last terms, minus 3. Combine for negative x. Another thing that you might be able to do as you start getting better and better at this is you can do the first terms, x squared, and then think about, so if I do the outside, that'd be 4x, the inside would be minus 4x. So I would have plus 4x and minus 4x, which would cancel each other out, so I don't have to write anything at all. And then the last terms, which would be negative 16. And then you could be done. So because I've been doing this for 7,000 years, I can kind of think about this section in my head and this section in my head and not have to write these two down and be able to just combine them when I'm finished. This means x minus 2 times x minus 2. So I'll show you that little strategy again. So with first terms, x squared. Outside would be negative 2x. Inside would be negative 2x. So if I think in my head I have negative 2x minus 2x, that'll be negative 4x. And then the last terms is plus 4. So what I want you to do is you'll try these 4 on your own, and when we get back to class tomorrow, we're going to go over them. Be sure you fill out your feedback.